Hello, it is Monday and it is a new weekly reading vlog, and I realised when doing the subtitles for last week's vlog, I either forgot to film a clip or accidentally deleted the clip, because I realised my only clip for Saturday was me a little bit drunk in the evening wrapping up the vlog and not actually saying hello. It was Saturday, and I thought I had mentioned earlier on Saturday that I had started reading Crave. Clearly I hadn't, but I started reading Crave. I am using my Book Besties Dash Jacket sleeve, which is designed by Liv, who obviously I co-host the Raw Readathon with. She has one as well, but it is in pink because obviously our favourite colours. But I am almost halfway, almost halfway. I'm like almost 200 pages in, and I am already a little bit obsessed, which I'm very, very grateful for, because the last book I started that I thought I would absolutely love, I ended up DNFing. So I'm very glad I'm a little bit obsessed with this so early in the book. And I'm very grateful that Liv bought it for me for Christmas. So I haven't actually read any of this today. I read some Saturday and some yesterday. Have not read this today, probably won't read any today. But today I did start my reread of Glass Houses by Rachel Caine. So I am buddy reading this with my mum and sister. They have never read the Morganville books. I have read them once. I finally, after like 3 years of reading this series, finished the series last year. It ended exactly how I wanted it to, and I'm very excited to reread, because it's been so long since I read the first like 10 books in this series that I'm really happy to be diving back into it. Already 58 pages in, already remember why Shane has always been my favourite, and I'm excited for my mum and sister to read it. My mum already absolutely loves Eve, which, who doesn't love Eve? She's amazing. But yeah, we're gonna carry on reading. I've got all my pages marked out, and I'm just so happy to be rereading this. But I find it hilarious that we are like 4 days into 2021 and I have not yet finished a book, but I'm starting a reread. And I saw someone tweet about that earlier, and I was like, I feel that. That's me. That's me. But my aim for this week is to read the entirety of these 2 books. And also I do need to start From Blood and Ash, which I don't have on my TBR pile. It is still in a box over there. So I am reading the first 10 chapters of From Blood and Ash this week. So I'm buddy reading it with Lauren, and it actually is the January pick for a book club that she takes part in. So we're basically going to follow their schedule of reading 10 chapters a week throughout January. So it's not going to be like a rushed one, which I'm actually pretty grateful for, because I'm already doing buddy reads. And then next week I'm starting my buddy read of A Sky Beyond the Storm. I've got so many buddy reads this month. I've definitely put too much on myself this month, but oh well, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thought I would just come in, open up the vlog, and I will have definitely more reading updates for these 2 tomorrow. Hello, it is Tuesday and I'm going to have to take these off. So today I have read another 50-ish pages of this. I'm loving being back in this world. I am feeling like some of this series might get 3-star this time round, just because the first time I read this series, the first 10 books in the series I read back in like 2018, when I gave everything 4 and 5 stars and wasn't critical at all of books. But I feel like since I've been like properly reviewing books for my blog and everything, I've got a lot better at giving 3 stars where necessary. So I do think a few of the books in this series which weren't as strong are going to get 3 stars, but I do think this one's still going to get 4 stars like it did before, because my first time reading it, books 1 to 14 got 4 stars, and then book 15 got 5 stars. So I'm excited to see the journey that this reread takes. But yeah, so we are almost halfway through. I think we're like 40 something%, but I'm really excited to be back in this world, and both my mum and sister are really enjoying it so far, and that makes me very happy. I am very soon going to be doing a little FaceTime with Liv where we're going to read. We have both been struggling lately to concentrate on reading, and I mean, it's the 5th of the month and I haven't finished a book yet. I'm in the middle of 2. So we found that if we're not doing a reading sprint or anything, we struggle. So we are going to do our own mini sprints over FaceTime, because I want to finish Crave tonight. I don't think it will quite happen, but it might. My plan is to finish Crave either tonight or tomorrow, and then once I finish Crave, I'm going to make a start on From Blood and Ash. I'm very excited. I've marked up my pages, so this week I'm reading the first like 200-ish, well, just under 200 pages, and then I've got 4 weeks worth of reading to do for that. So yeah, and I've got hot chocolate and snacks. I'm not going to have this as my thumbnail this time, because guaranteed every vlog I've had where I've used this mug, this has been in the thumbnail. Not going to use it for this thumbnail, no sorry. But I am just waiting for Liv, so I'm going to put my glasses back on and try and read a little bit before we have our FaceTime reading sprints. Hello, it is Thursday and I don't think I actually caught up with you yesterday. I set myself a goal. So obviously I had work, and then I set myself a goal that I was not going to read any of my book until I had completed a book review. And I'm happy to report that I have written my first book review since the beginning of November. It is scheduled to go up tomorrow, and I'm just relieved that I managed to do it, because it was a book I read at the beginning of November and I was like, I'm so glad I wrote notes, because I was struggling because I read a lot in November and December. But anyway, I thought I would give you an update. So obviously yesterday and today I have read buddy read pages of Glass Houses. We are now over halfway. We've only got this left, and I love the characters in this. Like, I loved them the first time round and I love them now. And it's interesting because Oliver in particular, I don't remember him being the way he is in this book. Like, there's a shift in his character in the later books. I can't remember which book it is, but he's like a completely different person in this one. And now I'm remembering that I actually loved Oliver at first, then I hated him, and then I could tolerate him. But I love the characters in this. Shane will forever hold my heart. I love him so much. And Eve's amazing. I love Eve. I want Eve as a best friend because she's incredible. But so yeah, we are reading this. My mum and sister are both really enjoying it still, which is great. Oh, my glasses are really reflective today, which is really annoying because I have a bit of a headache. So yeah. And then last night I did, well, technically this morning, it was like 1:30, I finished Crave by Tracy Wolff. And I haven't really spoken to you much about this in the past few like days, but I thought I would just like come in, and obviously no spoilers, but I really enjoyed this. I really like the main character, Grace. I think she's brilliant, and one of my favourite things about this book is she tells so many bad jokes. They're stereotypical dad jokes, and considering my dad is very well known for his terrible dad jokes, I like inherited it from him, and I'm a sucker for a bad joke. Apart from when he says it, and then I'm like, oh. But I love Grace. I think she's brilliant, and I can relate to her. And the chapter headings are the best. So I just want to... Chapter 5, the chapter name is Things Hot Pink and Harry Styles Have in Common. I love them. It's brilliant. And this is, like, obviously... This is a vampire story. This also has dragons and shifters and witches and other things that go bump in the night, and I really liked that. And one thing I absolutely loved is so the main character is like clueless to the existence of these creatures. She doesn't realise she's in a school full of supernatural beings, and the guy won't tell her what he is because she doesn't know. So he sends her a copy of Twilight. I was laughing about it. Me and Liv were actually doing like a FaceTime where we did some little reading sprints, just us two. And we was in the middle of a sprint and I just burst out laughing. And because she's read this, obviously she's the one who got me this and the sequel. She was like, what bit? What bit? And I was like, Twilight. It was so funny. But yeah, anyway, I really like the characters in this. I was a bit unsure about the ending purely because it was something that wasn't really mentioned in the entire book, and so I wasn't expecting it, and I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but apparently it's like touched on more in the second book, so I'm giving that the benefit of the doubt. It was an interesting ending though. It just was a bit unexpected, and it's left me feeling a bit like, oh, I don't know how to feel about this. But I did really enjoy it, and I am basically going to give CawPile a try this year. So I've always done my ratings. I'm going to put this down. I have always done my rating system based on nothing ever gets a 1 star, because if I'm disliking it that much, I DNF it. 2 star is did not like this book but got to the end. 3 star is it was good, might not read it again, but I liked it enough. 4 is I love this so much, but there's something about it which isn't quite hitting the 5 star mark. And then the 5 star is I would die for this book. But this year I'm going to try CawPile. So CawPile is a rating system designed by G at Book Roast. I will leave her most recent video linked below because she's just created a brand new spreadsheet. I think you can still use the old one, but she's created a new spreadsheet, and I'm giving the CawPile Plus a go, which it's the spreadsheet, and it has the basic CawPile system, which the basic one will have, but it also has additional things in the spreadsheet, so like pages read and things like that, just for people who want to keep track of that. But basically you rate based on characters, atmosphere, writing, plot, intrigue, logic and enjoyment, and then it calculates what the 5 star rating would be from that. So you do each one out of 10, and then it gives you your overall rating, which puts it into a 5 star. So for Crave, I gave characters a 9, atmosphere 10, writing 8, plot 9, intrigue 10, logic 8 and enjoyment 9. So logic and writing would have been a 9 or a 10 if it wasn't for that ending. That's the only thing that brought it down, but it only brought it down to an 8, which means overall I got a rating of 9, which is a 5 star. So I'm happy with that. Very happy that this come out as a 5 star, especially since it's my first read of the year. And this is also my pick for the Aladdin prompt on the Royal Readathon, which is to read a book where a character starts with nothing. So we start this story where the main character has is having to go and live with her uncle and cousin at the school that her uncle is headmaster of. And the reason she's having to do that is because her parents have just died. So she's an orphan now. She has nothing. So it's perfect for this prompt. I'm very excited because now I can start from Blood and Ash. So I'm only reading the first 10 chapters this week because I am buddy reading this, but I'm hoping to get those 10 chapters read today, and then I will start something else which is on my TBR. But this is buzzing for me to go back to work. So yeah, I'm doing Core Pile now, and I'm excited to see how I get on with this rating system, because yeah, I don't know how I'll get on with it, but I'm excited to see how it goes. It could be that I end up just going back to my old rating system, but for now, I'm happy with this. But yeah, so I'll catch up with you later. Hello, it is Friday and I look a hot mess today. I've had a PJ day. Last night had a migraine. Well, I had the start of a migraine, so I went to bed, didn't sleep, great, woke up still feeling like I had a lingering migraine, and I literally spent all day working, waiting for it to properly hit, and it hasn't, and it has sort of like gone away a little bit. It's still there a bit, which is why this is going to be a quick update, because this light is not helping. However, I do have updates. What updates do I have? So updates. I finished Glass Houses by Rachel Caine. This was obviously a reread, and this was my pick for the Prince Adam prompt on the Royal Readathon, which was to reread a favourite. I obviously am buddy reading this series with my mum and my sister. I don't think my sister's finished it yet, because we was actually supposed to finish it tomorrow, but me and my mum just carried on reading to the end. I forgot how this book ended, and this did come out as a 4-star on Core Pile. I am pretty sure 4-star is what I gave all the books apart from the last one, which got a 5-star the first time reading them, but second time reading this still got a 4-star on Core Pile. And I just love Shane so much. Like, I remember the first time I read this and I was like, I wish I was Claire, but I'm not, and I've just got to deal with that. However, I am also 100 and I've got a million different post-it notes in. I am 175 pages into this, so I'm buddy reading this with Lauren, and I've read this week's pages. I cannot promise that I won't just finish this weekend, maybe, because it's really good and I'm really enjoying it. And Hulk, I'm here for Hulk. But yeah, they're my updates. I feel like I'm very behind on my reading, which is not good. My brain is just going into full on, you have like so many buddy reads this month. But thought I'd just come in and give a quick update. Today's not been great, so I just want to curl up in bed and sleep, or try to. So I will catch up with you tomorrow, when hopefully I've not got a lingering migraine or a full-blown one. Let's just be healthy tomorrow. It won't happen. Hello, it is Saturday and I am about to do something with my hair. It involves this, but it also involves something else, which you'll see. Hair done. So it's actually Sunday. I completely forgot to wrap this vlog up yesterday. so I'm just going to quickly wrap this up now. I did start the Battle Mage, which matches my hair. I did start the Battle Mage yesterday. I read the first 60 pages. So this is the third book in the Summoner trilogy by Taran Matharu. And I'm very excited to finally get to this and finish a series. I do also have the prequel, but that's not part of the actual trilogy. So I'm about to finish the series. But I'm all, you know, make-upped and haired up because me and Liv were supposed to be doing an Instagram live reading today. It's not happening now because I just went to go on Instagram and they've disabled my account for no reason. So now I've got to try and review it, like request a review for it. So I don't know what's happening. So I'm not happy. Apparently I've violated the terms. How I've done that, I have no idea. I post about books. That's it. That's it. All I post about is books. So, soz if that's, you know, violating the terms. I'm really angry about it. And now I need to try and film an unboxing whilst being annoyed. It's gonna be interesting. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.